Yo, what's going on, everybody? You guys are tuned in to the Undisputed Champ Sports Podcast. Today, we're doing a review of WWE. I'm joined today with my co-host, Thumbs Up Tommy. Say what's up to the people.
What's up, everybody? Happy Rusev Day, and this is the Go Home edition before Super Showdown.
Absolutely. And if you guys are not familiar with this podcast, what we do is we go from Raw to SmackDown to NXT to 205 Live and just kind of talk about the match card, what we think about what happened in the segments and in the matches. You guys let us know what you guys think in the comment section. And if you guys are watching this on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button and let us know what you guys think about our reviews of these matches. So now let's get into Raw. So Raw started off with Dean Ambrose being interviewed, and it eventually led into a match with Braun Strowman due to Baron Corbin. This is pretty much a brief summary of it, but what did you think about this whole segment?
I mean, I like the segment itself because they're still heavily teasing the Ambrose heel turn, and then what's it called? And then I love, this is going a little in the fast forward, but I love how they were teasing it throughout the entire night on Raw. Like, that was good to me, because that's like proper story building. As far as the match goes, was an okay match. Wasn't it like, oh my god, the greatest thing I've ever seen, but it wasn't bad either. It was pretty solid match. You got Braun Strowman and Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose is a ring general, and he's ready. He can have a good match with almost anyone.
Yeah, it was crazy how Braun Strowman was selling all the moves that Dean Ambrose did to him. Like, he was just selling them like it was like the worst finisher he ever got done to him ever in his life. But like you said, it was a pretty decent match. It wasn't nothing like super amazing, but I agree with you with the fact that they're actually have a story going through the entire episode of Raw, which is smart because Raw before probably last week hasn't been as focused as it's been recently. So I'm glad that they're starting to focus on at least one person, and on one storyline for that matter. After that, we had the match between Roman Reigns and Dolph Ziggler. So what did you think about that match?
That one was probably one of the best Roman Reigns matches I've seen in a long time, and it falls. I mean, not a knock on Roman because he's not terrible in the ring. I've seen a lot worse, but he's not up there to the level that he's expected to be since he's Vince's golden goose now. But a lot of why the reason the match was pretty solid was because of who his opponent was.
I agree. Absolutely, yeah.
We've been saying this for a while. Dolph Ziggler is the type that he's like, as far as being, I guess you could say success-wise in terms of being a main event star, like, he's not AJ Styles level in terms of being a main event star, at least not in WWE's eyes. Let me clarify that, because I've always said it for a while, even though they're not treating him like one. Dolph is a main eventer, and he deserves to be in the top spot. The problem is there's only so many people that can be in the main event scene. Right. But at the end of the day, Dolph Ziggler is one of those few guys that WWE has that he can have a good match with pretty much anybody.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Like, I think. I mean, this may be a reach here, just because how trash he is, but I think Dolph could even have a good match against Jinder.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, I wouldn't doubt that.
It's possible because think about it. Seth Rollins a few months ago, he gave us the best Jinder match we've ever seen, and his and Ziggler styles are very similar.
Yeah, I mean, I can see us having a pretty good match with those two. I don't know about a great match, but
that's what I'm saying. Like something passable. Like,
something passable.
Not like because in order to have a great match, you gotta have two great wrestlers, and with Jinder being in the match, that's already one bad wrestler.
Right, absolutely, and I definitely agree.
But,
yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, like that's just how I view Dolph. Like, he's definitely one of those. Like, personally, I would love to see him be champion again, but at the same time, I'd be remiss to say that, if I didn't say that Dolph Ziggler is one of those guys where, at least respect-wise, he doesn't need a championship. Like, people respect him regardless.
Oh. Right, absolutely. I agree. Yeah, I'm with you. I think Dolph Ziggler is a great, very good athlete. He could do a pretty much good match with anybody. I like the fact that they mixed it up. They didn't do the same Braun versus Roman, Dolph versus Seth. They just mixed it up a little bit. This match here was pretty decent. You know, it's probably one of the best Roman matches, like you said, that we've seen in a while. And yeah, I mean, I guess there's not really much to say about this match too much. You know, pretty good match.
Yeah, it was a standard TV match.
It was a standard TV match, absolutely. After that, we had the match between Ronda Rousey and Ruby Riott, both of the people whose initials is double R. So, what did you think about this match?
You know, there's really not much there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was an okay match, and like, you know, obviously, and this isn't a knock on Ronda, because, you know, we all know that she's new to the game. But, you know, you could tell Ruby was carrying the match, and rightfully so, because she's the veteran. But at the, you know, Ronda continues to excel as far as selling when it comes to, like, you know, taking moves. I will definitely say that. Like, I like Ronda sells very well. I can't lie about that.
Yeah.
And overall, you know, it was just like, I mean, it kind of served its purpose to some degree because, you know, like, you know, it's basically the captains of the two teams that are going to face off this Saturday at Super Showdown, you know, facing off one-on-one in the ring. So it's, you know, it kind of served its purpose as a go-home angle. The match itself wasn't great, but it wasn't bad either. It was, you know, kind of in the middle.
Yeah, I definitely agree. You know what? I like one thing I did like about this match is that it showed that Ruby Riott can actually hang with Ronda Rousey. Like just in the beginning of the match, towards the end, we obviously know what happened. Ronda Rousey took control of the entire match, and it pretty much was a slaughter at that point. But it was cool to see that Ruby Riott was trying to win with nefarious means, and it looks like she took a chapter out of the Randy Orton book when she stuck her finger in Ronda Rousey's mouth and tried to pull her mouth. But yeah, I thought it was a pretty good match. I thought Ronda Rousey could take a loss, but I guess not. So whatever.
Oh yeah, dude, she's gonna be undefeated for a while. Like, be ready for that. And yeah, like I thought that whatever you would say after get ready for that, you know, that she's gonna be undefeated for a while. Go ahead, pick up from there.
Yeah, she's gonna be undefeated for a while, obviously, because she's like their cash cow right now. Personally, in my opinion, I like Ronda Rousey, but I think the UFC thing is starting to get old. Just to me, like just the whole gimmick is like wearing off on me. I'm not like when she first came in, I wasn't as super excited as everyone else. I thought it was a great idea, and the angle that they were going to go with her is basically Becky's doing better right now, in my personal opinion. And so right now, I'm not sold on the Ronda Rousey thing. I hope she doesn't keep it for a long time. We know it's going to happen because she's money to the WWE. So I don't know, man. I'm just waiting for Ruby Riott to get her chance, man. It's this Ronda thing is getting old to me.
Right, you're gonna be waiting a long time.
Yeah, I'm gonna be waiting a long time, man, and it sucks. All right, so after that we have. Go ahead.
I mean, yeah, like, you know, we both said it. Like, from a business standpoint, we get it, but, you know, it's like, you know, still we would like to see other people.
Yeah, because she has like zero personality. She does the same thing every week. Even when they're doing interviews with the person standing next to her, all she does is stand there in the shadow box with the air. I don't know why she's doing that when everybody else is talking about going out to eat and she's sitting there practicing fighting. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, that has nothing to do with nothing.
For real, it's
so annoying.
Yeah, that reminds me of like that meme where people are like, what's it called? People are like, they're like, why are you so hard, like you know, like tough all the time? What, you gonna gangbang on bacon?
Exactly. And that's how she's portraying. Like, we get it. She's from the UFC. You don't have to like shove that down to people's throat. And I hope at some point they change her theme music because that song is getting really old to me too.
I never liked it.
It just reminds me of like a Disney movie in high school, like the first day of school. That's like the type of music that sound like when all the kids get off the bus. That's what it sounds like. I'm like, all right, guys, let's give her a different song. But anyways, Moving on to the next match, which I don't care about this match at all, but it's Bobby Roode versus Connor from the Ascension.
Oh my God, no! I love Bobby Roode, but no. Like, I mean, like the only takeaway from this is that you can see that they're planting the seeds for the heel turn because like Roode was setting up for the glorious DDT.
Yeah.
And then you see that he does the taunt to go glorious before he hits the glorious DDT, and then Gable's doing the same thing on the ring steps, and then you see Victor come and shove him off the ring steps, and then apparently that distracted Rude to where Connor picked up the victory again.
Yeah, pretty much the same thing they did with Aiden English and Rusev last week.
But like to me, it's like it's stupid, and then even so, like it's stupid because first of all, like these are four guys that, as much as it pains me to say this, especially for Rude and Gable, they're not going anywhere. So them fighting each other for 4 weeks straight, twice in tag matches and then singles matches, is not doing anything for anybody involved. It's not elevating them, especially when the 2 tag team matches, Rude and Gable won. And then they both lose a match each to Connor. What are they gonna do in the next 2 weeks? They're each gonna face off against Victor.
Yeah, I don't know where they're going. I think they should have just did the heel turn already. Like, it don't even have to have a serious, deep story. We already know it's coming, so you might as well just pull the trigger on it and give us what we want. We want to heel Bobby Roode. Just go ahead and let it happen. And anytime that you have the Ascension beating your team, you already know something bad about to happen. That doesn't happen on TV. Like you lose to them on TV, something bad is about to happen.
Like
so
my only fear is that it may be too little, too late for the heel turn to save Bobby Roode.
Yeah, they should have been.
But we've beaten this horse to death on several podcasts already.
Yeah,
it's overkill. Next.
Yeah, I agree. Let's move on to the next one. This one right here, I don't care about this one either. It's crazy. Raw has a bunch of matches back to back that I really don't care about. It's the Revival versus the B Team. I feel like they took a step backwards with this one. They did not have to have these two teams face each other again.
Major step backwards. You go from having when was it? The last week or the week before that the Revival faced off? Yeah, that they faced off against Mac and Dolph.
Yep.
And arguably the match of the night.
And
then you go out and lose to the fucking B Team.
I don't even know why you brought the B Team back, man. I just want them to get rid of that.
Like, dude, it's like WWE, like they're creative, especially on Raw, has the tendency to take 1 step forward and 10 steps back.
Yeah, and it's like, why is the B Team back? And this obviously looks like it's gonna. You take AOP and you have them have a great match with the Shield. And now you're gonna have them probably start a feud with the B Team, which I feel like the B Team shouldn't even be there anymore.
That was what's it called? That was like just what pissed me off the most. It's like you're coming off of a hot, what's it called? Heel versus heel dynamic in that championship match a couple of weeks ago. The crowd was firmly behind both teams, and then you do this. This is basically Gable and Rude versus the Ascension 2.0.
Yeah, and this is one of those things I say about the WWE is they always trap themselves in that heel versus face dynamic that ruins every storyline. So now you have these matches that don't need to happen. The only reason why the B Team is out there because AOP needs the face team to go against. And I don't know what they're going to do with the Revival. I don't know if they're going to go back to being heels or what's going on with that.
They don't know what they're doing with them. And yeah, the only good thing was seeing the Revival come out and whoop the B Team's ass.
Yeah, that was the only thing about that.
And shout out to Drake Maverick for finally looking like a goddamn manager.
Yeah, about time.
Yeah,
he stopped going to Party City
in that AOP gear. He stopped trying to cosplay like AOP for Halloween.
I swear, man, that dude is crazy, man. That stuff he be wearing.
Honestly, if Drake Maverick had done that, let's say on the what's it called, on the week of Halloween, that edition of Raw,
yeah,
nobody would have batted an eye. Like as if he did it just that one time, nobody would bat an eye. But the fact that he did it like 2 or 3 weeks in a row, it's like, come on, man, like really, make yourself look like a real manager.
Yeah, it's because he looks crazy next to two 300-something-pound men, and you're like 150 pounds trying to match with them. Like, why does he have to match with them? That looks crazy.
That's the funny thing, yeah. But anyway, yeah, we
Yeah.
spent enough time on
Yeah,
this.
we spent enough time on that. All right, next match we had between Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre. What do you think about this one?
That was a very solid match. Oh my god, I loved it.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a very solid
I mean,
match.
it at this point it's become expected. Like you see who's in the ring: McIntyre, Rollins. What's not to like?
Absolutely. And then we had the interference. And then for the first time ever, Roman Reigns came in to save someone getting beat up. That was kind of weird.
For real.
That was kind of weird. And you remember? And did you remember that? Do you remember Dean Ambrose said in the beginning? He's like, "Oh, because you thought I was tired of me cleaning up my brother's mess." Like even he acknowledged that he's tired of running out there and having to save Roman Reigns. Like it's crazy.
Oh yeah, and backtracking after those matches, when what's it called? After Dean's match, Seth went to check on him. He was like, I could be Intercontinental Champion right now.
Yeah.
And then after Roman's match, Roman went looking for him. He's like, if I wasn't such a nice guy, I could be Universal Champion right now.
That was
So
cool.
like,
That was true.
like they're just like teasing it beyond belief, and I like it. Like that's one booking decision that I applaud WWE on.
I'm happy because I've been a Dean fan for a long time, and finally he's like the centerpiece.
But
of Raw.
I just hope that they don't like slow burn it too much.
Yeah.
Because it's like yo, don't tease us for 5 months and then it never happens.
Yeah, if they tease us for 1 month, I'm not even gonna care anymore. To be honest with you, like
it needs to happen ASAP.
It needs to happen ASAP. We don't need to be teased for that long. That's pretty ridiculous. After that, we actually had the match between Bobby Lashley and Kevin Owens. They were both joined by Lio Rush and Elias. But before we get to that, one of the craziest boos I've seen in WWE history when they mentioned the fact that Seattle doesn't have a basketball team anymore and they're better in Oklahoma City, which they're referring to the Seattle Supersonics being switched over to Oklahoma City and becoming the Thunder. And those boos were going on for a long time. Elias and Kevin Owens could barely even finish their dialogue at that point.
Bro, I heard somebody timed it. They were booing for 6 minutes straight.
They were booing for, and even when Lio Rush came out, he couldn't even get to say what he wanted to say. He was stumbling on his
exactly. Like he couldn't even save it.
That was crazy. They really hate the fact that they don't have a basketball team there, but stuff happens.
That was just savage, man. I can't. It was just.
Yeah, I don't know how they get so mad. I mean, y'all got the Seahawks. They gave y'all Super Bowl, so what's y'all mad about? Like, it's gonna be all right. But overall, the match was pretty decent. Anytime Lio Rush is on the screen, it's very entertaining, and Kevin Owens is entertaining as well. So, it's pretty great.
Low weights, high reps.
Low weights, high reps. Absolutely, it's very, very, very.
You gotta say that at least once, man, because Carmine's not with us tonight.
Yeah, we can do it in his honor.
Yep, we gotta do it at least once.
Yeah, so this week was a pretty solid Raw. One thing I will say is the story with Dean Ambrose in the beginning. The one thing that was really stupid to me before we close this out and move on to SmackDown is when Baron Corbin gave him the option. He was like, if he face Seth Rollins for the Intercontinental Championship, face Roman Reigns for the Universal, or you can go against Braun Strowman. And he's like, forget it. You're going to go against Braun Strowman. I'm like, why did you give him those choices? Like, what is... You're going to give him choices and then tell him what he's going to do anyways? Like, that was crazy. That was crazy.
Nah, that was stupid.
Overall, Raw it was what it was. It was good when it was good. Otherwise, it was bad and terrible when it was bad. So...
I mean, what's it called? Like... and then, yeah, the go-home angle for that old-timer match that I don't care about.
Oh, yeah. Shawn Michaels looked crazy bald-headed, though. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I'm sorry, but that segment was complete trash.
Yeah, and Shawn Michaels got the driest scalp I've ever seen in my life. I've never seen his hair cut off, but when I saw it, I was like, man.
Like, bruh. Oh, my God. He should have never cut his hair.
The top of his head was ashy to the mug, man. It would look crazy. But, yeah, at the end of the day.
But, honestly, like, just to wrap up Raw, I would say... had some okay matches, but it was mostly what's it called? It was mostly a lot of filler shit, and on top of that, it was too much filler.
Yeah, it was a lot of filler.
Like I feel like like what's it called? When it comes to a show that's this much filler, I mean I don't like it regardless, but even less. No, no, no. Like you know, because I understand the logic. You know, sometimes you know you can't strike gold with every segment, and you know you're gonna have segments that what's it called that they have to be filler just to take up time.
Yeah, absolutely.
And but when the show is, I would say easily 85% filler,
Hmm.
especially when it's supposed to be the go home show before a pay-per-view, that pisses me off even more.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, I
as
agree.
far as Raw this week, I give it a C minus. That's how
Yeah,
bad it was to me.
yeah. I'll have to second that score. I'll give it a C minus. And one thing I notice about Raw is whenever they do their go home shows, it's usually pretty trash. But then they ramp it up out of nowhere on the show after the pay per view, and then it takes a nosedive after that. So I'm expecting a really good show up Monday after the Super Showdown. So I'll give it a C
Yep.
minus as well. All right.